I'm just going to start off by saying that Iron Man 3 is probably my favorite Avengers movie so far. It's the darkest one yet, but at the same time, it's the funniest one yet. There's a perfect mix of serious moments and comedic moments, and the plot has just enough twists and turns to keep you interested. The movie's greatest strength is its writing. Tony is a beautifully written character, and never before has that been more evident than in this movie, because this is not Iron Man's movie. This is Tony's movie. There's very little of the Iron Man suit in Iron Man 3. Is that a bad thing? Hell no. What we get out of that is a compelling story that reminds us that Tony does not need the Iron Man suit to be a hero. In Iron Man 3, Tony is suffering from post-traumatic stress from the events that happened in Avengers. Whenever he's reminded of what happened, he freaks out and has an anxiety attack. He now spends most of his time secluding himself and tinkering in his basement. He's still his sarcastic, smart-ass self, but he's got much more of an edge this time around. The villain of this movie is legitimately threatening. Seriously, the Mandarin is a scary dude. Ben Kingsley does a fantastic job as the Mandarin. There's also this little kid in the movie that becomes Tony's kind of little buddy of sorts. I have to say that I absolutely love this kid. He's just as much of an ass as Tony, and it's really cool to see them interact with each other because they're total dicks. They have this really great chemistry together. They just click. Like when they first meet each other, he's talking about how his dad left him a few years back, and Tony just tells him, "Don't be a pussy." Tony doesn't know how to deal with children, so he treats them the same way he treats other people. And I just thought that was really cool. I legitimately cared about this kid, and child actors are always really risky, but this one was perfect. I hope he comes back in later Avengers movies. And he probably won't, but I can dream. Some people might say this movie is a little too slow, which I can see, but that wasn't the case for me. Fans of the comics also might not like the big reveal about halfway through, but I personally thought it worked really well. Altogether, I thought Iron Man 3 was a great movie with a very welcome emphasis on character development as opposed to action. It was also a fantastic way to start off and set the tone for what I predict will be a darker and much more character-driven series of Avengers movies. I'm going to give Iron Man a great big 5 out of 5. Historically important. I absolutely loved it. If you like the previous Avengers movies, or just like movies with clever writing, I highly recommend it. If you didn't like the previous Avengers movies, then well, I question your judgment, but you probably won't like this one either. If you like this review and you'd like to see more cool stuff, go ahead and click the subscribe button.